However, this of course all raises an interesting moral debate on what should we really think about Rockefeller. John was the wealthiest man in the world, and now that he was retired and that his old company had been dissolved, he decided to dedicate the rest of his life to philanthropy. And even though he was over 70 years old at this point, John's sense of duty meant that he was as energetic about charity work as he was in business. Throughout his life, John told people that he was a soldier of God sent to earth and given money for the benefit of mankind. And John really did want to make an impact on the world. And to be fair, ever since John got his first paycheck, John had given various organizations at least 10% of the money he made. And even when his sizable donations were publicly labeled as just ways to improve his image, John continued to give away a lot of money anonymously as well. However, John wanted to make his philanthropy a well-oiled machine that continued his legacy. So in 1913, he started the Rockefeller Foundation with the two people who were previously responsible for managing his personal investments, Frederick Gates and his son John Jr. By now, John had given away almost $150 million, and in the future, he would personally give a grand total of $540 million. To add to that, Frederick and Jr. went on to give away $537 million more through the foundation, and Jr. personally gave away an additional $540 million of the wealth he inherited from his father. In its over 100-year history, the Rockefeller Foundation has given countless billions of dollars in total, and it's still making donations today. Calculating the total amount and adjusting it for inflation is complicated, but it's safe to say that the amount is well into the tens of billions, ranking John amongst the most generous philanthropists in history. The Rockefeller Foundation focused on two main issues in its inception: medicine and education. And it's undoubtedly made a meaningful contribution to society. On the side of medicine, John's donations to the laboratories and medical research facilities helped spur an era of scientific innovation that saved hundreds of thousands of lives from diseases like hookworm, malaria, and meningitis. On the side of education, John's money helped save the southern United States from abject poverty and built hundreds of schools all around the world, including two of the world's most prestigious research institutions. Today, the Rockefeller Foundation contributes even more to many other causes, and it all started with a 16-year-old who had to go into business to help feed his family. However, this of course all raises an interesting moral debate on what should we really think about Rockefeller. Clearly, John's legacy has two sides to it. As the author of his biography writes, what makes him so problematic is that his good side was every bit as good as his bad side was bad. It's almost as if there were two completely different John D. Rockefellers. There's undeniably a charitable and dutiful side to him, but there's also a corrupt, unforgiving, and brutal side. Both sides are true, but whatever you think of John D. Rockefeller, the fact remains that he's one of the most fascinating businessmen in history.